Kira, I wanted to watch this too. This is 20 minutes of WWE wrestlers being geniuses. Anyways, are you guys ready? I'm curious. 20 minutes of WWE wrestlers being geniuses. What does that even mean?
In 2010, John Cena found himself fighting Batista in a last man standing match. You win by beating up your opponent so much they can't get back up to their feet before the referee counts to 10. After going at it for a bit, John Cena decided to work smarter, not harder. He grabbed a roll of duct tape and tied Batista's legs together. The animal wasn't able to get back to his feet before the count of 10, making John Cena the winner. During her second reign as SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley had to defend her title against Naomi at Super Showdown. Since the show was in Saudi Arabia, both Bayley and Naomi wore shirts during the match. Bayley decided to use that to her advantage. When they were both on the ground, Bayley trapped Naomi's right leg using Naomi's own shirt. With the challenger unable to move, the champion hit the rose plant and secured the victory. After Christian betrayed Edge in 2001, the two fought each other in a series of pay-per-view matches. One of their encounters was at Rebellion, where they competed in a steel cage. Like their previous matches, Edge and Christian left everything they had in the ring. However, it looked like Christian was gonna escape and win. At the last moment, Edge pulled Christian's legs through the steel cage and then used part of his wrist tape to tie Christian's legs together, making it impossible for Christian to escape. This made it easy for Edge to climb the cage and win the match. After being defeated by the Big Show at WrestleMania 28 and losing the Intercontinental Championship, Cody Rhodes got his rematch at Extreme Rules. The two fought for the IC title in a tables match, which gave the Big Show the advantage. After all, how are you gonna get an over 400-pound man to go through a table? Well, Cody Rhodes had an idea. While Big Show was standing on the edge of the ring, Rhodes kicked the giant's leg, causing Big Show's boot to break a table. Technically, Cody Rhodes had put his opponent through a table, which meant Cody won and became the Intercontinental Champion in less than 5 minutes.
I remember
on Raw in
that.
1998, the New Age Outlaws had to defend their tag team championship in a triple threat tag team match against LOD 2000 and the Disciples of Apocalypse.
Wait, I remember that. I actually remember that. Oh my god. I remember that image of like Big Show looking like shocked and disappointed at the same time. Oh my god. Yeah, the face he makes, he's like he looks like he cannot believe that it happened, and that makes so much sense. We did Kit Wilson. I like his theme song a lot. I think it's fun. I think it's really fun. I love that moment. I could never hate him. The Big Show, I could never hate him.
Like a normal tag team match, only two wrestlers were legal, but they could tag out with anyone. This led to an awkward moment where Billy Gunn and the Road Dogg were both the legal men. The Outlaws decided to capitalize, and Billy Gunn pinned Road Dogg. I think this is the first time a wrestler has won a match and lost it at the same time. Regardless, the trick worked, and the New Age Outlaws retained their titles. Eddie Guerrero was famous for how he would cheat to win matches, but Latino Heat sometimes would work within the rules to get ahead. During a tag team match, Eddie teamed with Chris Jericho to take on Dean Malenko and Booker T. Guerrero was gonna climb to the top rope, but jumped down before Malenko could see him. Once it was clear, Eddie Guerrero hit the frog splash and won the match. Not only did Dean Malenko not see what was going on, but the referee was distracted and didn't even realize that Chris Jericho had tapped out. In one of the most brutal matches in WWE history, The Rock beat Mankind in an I Quit match by playing a recording of Mankind saying, "I quit."
I quit!
That's crazy! This is so insane! Wait, I kind of fuck with this list though. Oh shit! That match was disturbing? In what way? How bad was it? How bad was it? A lot of cheers to the hit? Oh. Unprotected cheer shots to the hit? Ah. Oh no. Oh, okay. Oh man. Poor, Mick Foley being the way that he is now, I'm happy. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. The cheer about 14. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, 14's a lot. Oh boy.
Shortly after that, The Rock and Mankind fought in their iconic empty arena match. Per the match stipulation, anything was legal, and Mankind made sure to utilize that rule. The fight went all over the arena, eventually ending up in the loading dock. Mankind noticed a forklift and, after choking out The Rock, took control of the vehicle and lowered a pallet onto the Great One. Rocky was literally pinned to the ground, making it easy for Mankind to get the 3 count and win the match.
Damn!
During his WWE Championship reign, JBL found himself trapped inside of a barbed wire steel cage with the Big Show.
Oh.
The match was brutal, but the killing blow was when Big Show chokeslammed JBL through the ring. Soon after, Big Show broke the cage door and walked out. To everyone's surprise though, JBL was announced the winner. While the Giant was getting out of the cage, JBL sneakily crawled under the ring. Since both of JBL's feet touched the floor first, he was awarded the victory.
That's
At one point in his career, Daniel Bryan hated the yes chant and retaliated with the no chant.
His daughter points this match as a reason for his issues today. Oh, poor Mick Foley. Dude, I don't know. Wrestling, like, I'm gonna be so for reals. Wrestling is like so it's cool, but it's like scary at the same time. Yeah. Doing Triple A commentary is hilarious though. So the reason why they don't take 30-foot falls like they used to. Realizing JBL's a great character and wrestler. Hated him when I was young though. Real shit. WWE's gotten safer. That's true. Friend with us indie scene for wrestling, the shit he tells me, and yeah, it hurts a lot more than people expect. It looks like it hurts like an insane amount. Like I don't know. Like I feel for the older wrestlers because like man, you have put your body through some shit. Yeah, it's good that it's safer. It's very good that it's a lot safer now. But man.
Bryan was obsessed, and R-Truth decided to use this to his advantage.
Yeah?
During a match between them, Truth grabbed a mic and began chanting yes. Daniel Bryan, of course, became infuriated and started a battle of yes and no chants with the crowd. The distraction got Bryan counted out, and R-Truth won the match.
Damn.
Bryan wasn't too happy about that. On an episode of SmackDown in 2015, Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens were having a match.
Okay.
After building momentum, it looked like Ambrose was gonna win. He set Owens up for the dirty deeds, but suddenly, KO collapsed. Owens claimed Dean kicked him in the groin, and therefore, Kevin Owens was given the victory via disqualification. Upon further review though, it was all just a trick. Well played, Kevin Owens. Well played. At the 1998 King of the Ring,
damn. KO really said, oh my god, have you seen that one video of like Kevin Owens at the zoo? Wait, let me see if I can find it. There's a video of Kevin Owens at the zoo and it's great. This is Kevin Owens at the zoo, right?
Bros, and they suck, man. It's definitely Sami Zayn. The red hair eating out of my hands. Yeah. Oh, hey, it's me, Kevin.
It's great.
I think I'm annoying him. You're gonna tell me that also does not look like Sami Zayn? You know what I mean? Just the kind of the way but also kind of like Dominic Mysterio. I see what that. I would never boo him. Obviously, has Grayson Waller written all over these guys. You know, little skittish, going to the bathroom everywhere. That's Waller if I've ever, See it? We gotta check it out. Canadian. I'm Canadian.
I kind of love that for him. He looks so happy. He like actually looks so happy. See the original box, by the way? Yeah. Darby RL, worry about stuff he does to his body sometimes. If only instant replay existed. Well, KO smart. He's smart. He has a big brain, chat. Trust. Shouting out, I'm Canadian to the Canadian links and being ignored is so goofy. I love that.
Brian Christopher and Scott Taylor took on Al Snow and Head in a tag team match. Head was not your usual opponent, but as the saying goes, modern problems require modern solutions. When Al Snow tagged in Head, the special guest referee, Jerry Lawler, ran outside and brought in a bottle of Head and Shoulders. Once the bottle was attached, Head now had Shoulders, allowing Brian Christopher to pin Head and win the match.
What?
I can't believe it wasn't—
Wait, I'm sorry, what? Chat, that shit is so goofy. Hold on. Tell me that shit isn't mad goofy. Wrestling Head and Shoulders ad, were they allowed to use the IP like that? Damn. Did like Head and Shoulders like go up in like go up in sales after that? That's so goofy. I kind of love that for him though.
wasn't until 2020 that someone tried this. At Clash of Champions, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, and Sami Zayn competed for the Intercontinental Championship in a ladder match. Once both AJ and Hardy were incapacitated, Sami Zayn pulled out 2 handcuffs. First, he cuffed Jeff Hardy's earlobe to a ladder, making it nearly impossible for Hardy to continue to compete. Then, he cuffed AJ Styles' hand to a second ladder. With both opponents basically out of the match, Zayn grabbed the titles and became the new Intercontinental Champion. At the same event where he debuted, Survivor Series, The Undertaker took on Kurt Angle. While Angle wasn't worthy opponent, he knew he couldn't defeat the Dead Man, so he came up with a plan. During the match, Angle crawled under the ring. Undertaker quickly pulled the gold medalist out and hit the last ride for the 1, 2, no. The referee stopped, and suddenly, Kurt Angle rushed into the ring and rolled up Taker to win. If that's the real Angle, who was the other guy? Well, that's Kurt Angle's brother, Eric Angle. This wasn't the last time Kurt and Eric would do this trick either. In 2003, Kurt Angle faced Brock Lesnar on SmackDown with Angle's WWE Championship on the line. Lesnar made quick work of the champion, but as he went for the pin, Brock stopped. A distraction by Kurt Angle's henchmen caused Lesnar to step out of the ring. Then, when he got back inside the ropes, the gold medalist rolled up Brock Lesnar from out of nowhere and won. What happened was, when Lesnar was distracted, Kurt Angle rolled into the ring and switched places with Eric. It was dirty, yes, but a pretty smart move on Kurt's part. AJ Styles and Randy Orton are 2 of the best in the game. And
that was actually kind of goofy. Oh my god, all of these are like, they all feel like Scooby-Doo villain plots. What is this? That's so funny.
Hi besties, it's me, Miwa, and if you're enjoying today's video, please consider subscribing, okay? Like, please, 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 times 1,000,000,000. I'm like, really asking this of you, ne?
Taker the snake pants? Oh man. I really fuck with this list though. Like shit. This is so goofy.
And they proved it when they fought for the first time on SmackDown in March 2017. After a long battle, AJ was setting up for the phenomenal forearm. However, Styles knew Orton would counter with an RKO and instead faked Randy out as well as the fans. The Viper had the last laugh though, as the phenomenal one then attempted a 450 splash, only for Orton to dodge the move and catch AJ with an RKO. Styles has tried pulling this trick several times since then, but Randy Orton has almost always managed to come out on top. Now this next one was such a big brain move.
Where's Scooby-Doo in the audience? Tell me these aren't the most Scooby-Doo ass tricks ever. It's so goofy. I love it.
That allowed someone to win a championship.
Okay.
In late 2016, Sheamus and Cesaro took on the New Day, who had just become the longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history. The Swiss Superman and the Celtic Warrior were gonna need to think outside the box to defeat the champions, and they did. At one point, Sheamus and Kofi Kingston were the legal men. Sheamus went to take in Cesaro, but pulled his hand away at the last second. This caused Kofi to mistakenly believe Cesaro was the legal man, allowing Sheamus to roll up Kingston and win the match and the tag team championship.
Oh damn!
John Cena and Randy Orton have fought in over 20 one-on-one matches against each other. Because of this, the two have gotten creative with how to get the better of each other, especially Randy Orton. One of Cena and Orton's matches was a 60-minute Iron Man match at Breaking Rights 2009. The goal of an Iron Man match is to get as many pinfalls and submissions as you can in the allotted time. Orton was aware and did something pretty smart. Within the first 4 minutes of the match, John Cena locked Randy in the STF. Orton tapped out instantly. While Cena did gain a point, the submission didn't do any damage to the Viper and allowed him to stay fresh for the remaining 56 minutes. Now, Orton did ultimately lose, but he put up a good fight. In 1998, Chavo was feuding his uncle, Eddie Guerrero. The two eventually decided to face off in a hair versus hair match. However, Chavo had to compete against Stevie Ray before facing Eddie. Of course, Eddie's plan was for Chavo to get worn out by Stevie, giving Eddie the advantage in his match against Chavo. Chavo knew this and decided to submit before his match with Stevie Ray could get physical. This kept Chavo fresh for his match with his uncle immediately after. While a smart move, Chavo did end up losing, but he didn't give Eddie the satisfaction of cutting his hair. At the 1998 Royal Rumble, it looked like The Rock's time as Intercontinental Champion was over as he took on the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock. While Shamrock was a tough opponent, Rock had a plan.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know who that is. I didn't watch this era of wrestling. I actually don't know who that is. I watched like bits of this era of wrestling. I genuinely don't remember that person. And then A guy? He's in the UFC? Wait, hold on a second. He's in the UFC? Oh my god! He was feuding with Tito Ortiz. Yeah, he was feuding with Tito Ortiz. Okay. Legit ass kicker. Okay, and now I remember. Okay, now I remember. Damn. It's like early UFC. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember this era. I think like I vaguely remember seeing The Rock with like hair. But like vaguely. I think I was like way too young.
During the match, Rock's Nation of Domination teammates came out and distracted the referee. Rock then hit Ken Shamrock with a pair of brass knuckles.
Oh.
Despite the hard hit, Shamrock still managed to kick out, but the Great One was prepared.
Oh,
After hitting Ken, The Rock wisely put the brass knucks in Shamrock's trunks. The world's most dangerous man ended up getting the pin, but The Rock told the referee about the weapon. When the official found the brass knuckles in Shamrock's trunks, he believed that Ken Shamrock was the one who used them. The ref ultimately reversed his decision, and The Rock walked away, still the Intercontinental Champion. Edge would also get creative to retain his championship nearly 10 years later. During the Rated R Superstars World Heavyweight Championship,
Wait. He just stuck it in his trunks like that? That's crazy. Sadly, the pale imitation of the ultimate feud, Tito Ortiz versus the Dictionary. Tito Ortiz versus Words is my favorite feud of all time. That and Tito Ortiz versus his children. My favorite feud of all time, Tito. Oh my god, I need a message Bones. I'm gonna DM him. I'm gonna be like we're gonna fight like how Tito Ortiz fights the Dictionary. He's gonna get a kick out of that. More I see a Rock, more this is one morning debut in TNA. There's just something about Tito Ortiz that's so crazy to me that like I look forward to like hearing what he says because everything that he says is insane.
reign in 2007, he found himself in a triple threat match against Batista and The Undertaker. At one point, the Phenom had the animal locked in a triangle choke. Then, the bell suddenly rang, even though Batista had it tapped. Don't worry, this wasn't the Pittsburgh Screwjob. Edge had just rung the bell to make Undertaker believe he won the match and release Batista from the hold. This kept the match alive, and Edge managed to successfully retain his title with some help from Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins.
Damn!
John Cena became infamous for his 5 moves of doom. He would hit the same exact moves in the exact same order, which would often lead to him getting the win.
Okay.
I guess Cena's opponents never watch his matches because they fell for it every time. That is, except for this one. On Raw in 2013, Cena fought arguably his greatest rival, CM Punk. As expected, John Cena eventually went for his signature shoulder tackles, but rather than stand there and take it, Punk was smart and dodged the move, causing John Cena to go flying out of the ring.
Damn!
In 2008, Booker T, Christian, and AJ Styles all competed in a triple threat match. Of course, the match type allows someone to lose without being pinned or submitted, and Booker knew this. That's why when Christian went to pin AJ, Booker grabbed the referee by the shirt. This allowed Styles enough time to recover and kick out of Christian's pin. It worked out too, as Booker had his hand raised at the end. The opening contest of Payback 2013 was a triple threat match between Curtis Axel, Wade Barrett, and the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz.
The Miz.
One of these men would pull off 1000 IQ move in order to win.
Okay.
The Miz locked Barrett in the figure 4 leg lock, and Wade was on the verge of tapping. Before he could, Curtis Axel covered Wade Barrett, getting him the win before Miz could realize what was going on. The high intelligence move awarded Curtis Axel his first and only singles championship in WWE. One of Shawn Michaels' iconic moves was his kip up. After getting knocked down, the Heartbreak Kid would suddenly jump back to his feet like nothing happened. Randy Orton would actually use this to his advantage in 2010. The Viper and Shawn were going at it on Raw. As expected, Michaels went for a kip up, but Randy anticipated it and rolled up Shawn to get a smooth, clean win.
Damn!
You know how a wrestler throws their opponent into the ropes, then they drop down to the mat and their opponent keeps running? Well, someone made the smart decision not to do that. In 2002, William Regal was in a match with Tajiri. Regal threw his opponent into the ropes and dropped down, only for Tajiri to stop and then kick William Regal from behind. Why don't more wrestlers do that? At King of the Ring 1998, King got his first ever shot at the WWE Championship.
Wait, that Tajiri move was actually kind of cracked though. What the hell? Like what? Ortiz is most known for wrestling for August 1st. Oh man. Damn. Oh man, Regal and Tajiri hated each other. That was a smart move though. I give him props for that.
when he took on Stone Cold Steve Austin. The match was First Blood, which already gave Kane the advantage considering his face was covered by a mask. However, the Big Red Machine went even further and wore an attire that covered his entire body. Normally, Kane's ring gear left one arm exposed, but for his First Blood match, the Devil's Favorite Demon made the smart decision and had that arm covered. This not only made it harder for Kane to bleed, but it also made it harder to tell if he actually got busted open. It ended up paying off too, as Kane won and became the WWE Champion. Of course, Eddie Guerrero was the best at figuring out creative ways to win matches, whether it was making it appear like his opponent had smacked him with a chair, or whipping the referee and passing the blame onto the wrestler he was fighting. However, in some rare cases, Eddie's opponent would outsmart him. In 2005, Eddie and Booker T faced off in a tournament match, with the winner getting a shot at the WWE Championship. During the match, Eddie pushed Booker into the referee and then acted as if he was hurt. However, Booker T used the giant Titantron screen to see exactly what Guerrero was doing behind his back. This allowed the 5-time WCW champion to get the W and advance in the tournament. After winning the 2008 Royal Rumble, John Cena did something unusual. Instead of waiting until WrestleMania to use his WWE Championship match, he chose to get his title shot at the pay-per-view right before WrestleMania, No Way Out. The champion was Randy Orton, and the Viper was going to retain his title by any means necessary. After fighting for about 14 minutes, Orton went to the outside. He caught John Cena with an RKO and had the referee start counting Cena. John avoided getting counted out, which led Orton to initiate Plan B.
Okay.
By slapping the taste out of the referee, Randy Orton got himself disqualified.
He secured
While he lost the match,
he
still got to keep the WWE title. Over 5 years later, Orton pulled another 1000 IQ move over John Cena. In late 2013, the two WWE legends were fighting in a TLC match to become the unified WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Once Cena was incapacitated, Randy handcuffed John Cena to the bottom rope. Even smarter, Randy threw the key into the crowd, making it impossible for Cena to unlock the cuffs. However, Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect then pulled a 1000 IQ move of his own. Cena unscrewed the bottom turnbuckle, allowing him to prevent Orton from grabbing the championships. Unfortunately for John Cena, he would still lose after Randy used the ring rope to yank Cena off the ladder. The idea of a last man standing match is to beat up your opponent so badly that they can't get to their feet before the count of 10. However, Chris Jericho decided to work smarter, not harder. At Armageddon 2000, Y2J took on Kane in a last man standing match. The Big Red Machine was significantly bigger than Jericho, but Chris had the bigger brain. While fighting near the entrance stage, Jericho noticed a stack of barrels. Chris decided to knock them over onto Kane, making the masked demon unable to get up before the count of 10, giving Y2J the win. John Cena would do something similar over a decade later. In 2014, Cena found himself in a last man standing match against Bray Wyatt. To end the fight, Cena gave Bray an AA onto a production case. John then wisely put another case on top of Wyatt, making it impossible for him to get up, and therefore making Cena the winner. No disrespect, but WWE referees are usually the dumbest people on earth.
Okay.
I say usually because there have been some rare moments where refs have actually had 1000 IQ moves or just common sense. Like what two referees did at Money in the Bank 2010. In the main event, John Cena fought the WWE champion Sheamus inside a steel cage. The two superstars had been battling for a while and were exhausted from the fight. Then, like vultures, the Nexus came out and intended to ruin the match.
No, not these guys.
Prepared with a pair of bolt cutters, but a referee snatched the tool away and ran off. The Nexus then turned their attention to the other referee and demanded he give them the keys to open the cage door. It looked like the ref was going to give in, only to throw the keys into the crowd. Nexus still managed to alter the outcome of the match, but these were two incredibly smart referees. We all know that Eddie Guerrero would lie, cheat, and steal his way to victory by tricking the referees, and most of the time, he got away with that. Keyword being most of the time. On SmackDown in 2004, Eddie teamed with Booker T to take on the tag team champions Rob Van Dam and Rey Mysterio. The referee had gotten knocked down, so Guerrero used the opportunity to take one of the title belts and make it look like Mysterio had hit him with it. However, unlike past encounters, the referee caught Latino heat faking being injured. Eddie Guerrero began arguing with the referee, which was hilarious. However, this allowed Rey Mysterio to hook Guerrero's leg and get the 1-2-3. After losing the WWE Championship to John Cena, The Miz fought the leader of the C Nation in an I Quit match at Over the Limit in 2011. Thanks to his assistant, Alex Riley, Miz dominated most of the match, but Cena would not give up. But from out of nowhere, this happened.
I quit!
Of course, it was clear that The Miz and Riley had just played an audio clip of John Cena saying, "I quit," much like what The Rock did to Mankind at the 1999 Royal Rumble. However, the referee discovered a cell phone on the floor and was able to figure out what The Miz and Alex Riley had done. The match was then restarted, and Super Cena got the W.
Damn!
In 2007, Batista and The Undertaker went to war with each other over the World Heavyweight Championship. One of their encounters was inside a steel cage. In the climax of the match, both the Animal and the Dead Man scaled the cage and dropped to the floor at the same time. The referees not only realized it was too close to call, but also remembered they had cameras film the match and asked to see a replay. Ultimately, they decided that both Batista and Undertaker's feet touched the floor at the same time and ruled the match a draw. 2 years earlier, Batista was in the biggest match of his career when he took on his former mentor, Triple H, for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 21. The game was going to do whatever it took for him to retain his title, but luckily, this referee knew what to expect. At one point, Triple H grabbed a chair and was going to smack Batista with it, only for the ref to snatch the weapon right out of the champion's hands. Not only did the referee keep Batista safe, but he also avoided having the main event of WrestleMania end in a disqualification. Years after trying to outsmart John Cena, The Miz tried to do the same thing to Dean Ambrose. The most must-see WWE superstar got himself an Intercontinental Championship match at Extreme Rules 2017. Part of the stipulation was if Dean got counted out or disqualified, he would still lose the IC title. With his wife Maurice by his side, The Miz did everything he could to become a 7-time champion. After battling the Lunatic Fringe for over 15 minutes, The Miz had an idea. He told Maurice to slap him, which she did. The Miz hoped this would give him the victory by disqualification due to outside interference. However, the referee realized what The Miz was doing and instead had Maurice ejected. However, The Miz would then throw Dean Ambrose into the referee. This caused Dean to lose focus, which gave Miz the opportunity to hit the skull-crushing finale and become Intercontinental Champion. WWE referees have to put up with a lot of crap, and at one point, one referee had enough. In December 2019, R-Truth and Akira Tozawa ran all over New York City, chasing each other, trying to end the night as the 24/7 champion. At one point, even Santa Claus got involved. Finally, after spending hours taking a lawn and counting pinfalls, the referee snapped.
That's enough! I've been chasing you guys all over this city! It's too cold for this! I'm going home!
You know how WWE wrestlers will be completely knocked out, but when someone tries to go for a pinfall, they suddenly come back to life right before the count of 3? Well, 2 referees decided to use this to their advantage. After a match, the Big Show collapsed onto the mat. The referees tried to move the Giant out of the ring, but of course, they couldn't. The referees then decided to pin Big Show. As expected, the Giant kicked out right before the count of 3 and was back on his feet and able to leave the ring by himself. Like Eddie Guerrero, the Bella Twins had a unique way of winning matches.
Wait, the refs are actually kind of insane. What the hell? Okay, I kind of fuck with that too. What's my favorite finisher? DDT. I kind of love that for them. You know what? Go off, King. Go off.
The sisters would swap places with each other, allowing the fresh Bella to pull out an easy win. Most of the time, Nikki and Brie got away with it too, except for one incident. On Raw in April 2013, Brie was going up against Naomi. Nikki was right by her sister's side, and they pulled twin magic. However, unlike every other time they did it, Naomi and her partner Cameron decided to tell the referee what happened. Apparently, that's all they needed to do, because he reversed his decision and gave Naomi the victory. Now, this isn't just the smartest referee ever, but probably the smartest person in WWE ever. In 2004, 8 real people competed on SmackDown in weekly competitions for the opportunity to win a WWE contract. This was part of WWE's reality TV series Tough Enough. Everything was unscripted, which made it entertaining to watch, but it nearly ended in disaster. Kurt Angle challenged the competitors to a real wrestling match. One of the men, named Daniel Puder, took Angle up on the offer, and while Angle was an Olympic gold medalist wrestler, Daniel Puder was an accomplished amateur wrestler and fighter as well. Puder match put Kurt Angle in a Kimura lock that Angle could not get out of. However, Kurt was not going to tap out because it would destroy his image. The referee saw what was about to happen and decided to count Puder's shoulders to end the fight. If the referee hadn't done this, Kurt Angle's arm would have been snapped and his career would be ruined. During a match on Raw in 2022, the Street Profits went off script and won a match they weren't supposed to. To see what happened, watch this video.
Damn. The Shadow Clone Jutsu in real life, that's a Bella Twins, bro. Kurt's really pissed there. Damn. I bet. Holy shit.